Welcome everybody again back to another episode of The Badlands Orbit. I am your Warhammer aficionado, Dalton Montgomery.
I'm Darren Smart, and I'm pretty sure Warhammer is what you call the long-standing feud between Lowe's and Home Depot.
Perfect. So today, if you'll remember from last episode, we talked a little bit about Azir, the realm of the heavens. We talked about Sigmar and how he got to the mortal realms. And when we last left off, I stated that we were going to follow Sigmar as he went looking for allies, the first of which, the orc deities.
Nice.
I had my timeline a little bit wrong, so that's not what we're going to talk about today.
Oh.
Because while the orc deities are the first ones that Sigmar went to find intentionally, they are not the first ones he found.
Oh.
So yeah, Sigmar spends a bunch of time in Azir after he first arrives there.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about Sigmar as like the god of civilization, the god of kind of like cooperation and like
an Athena meets Prometheus.
Yeah, 100%. Very big on just pushing people to work well together and kind of build up and stuff. He spends a lot of time on Azir.
Like a lot of time?
Yeah. Everything from this kind of era of the setting is a little bit woobly. Best time approximation I can find for basically everything we're going to talk about for the first couple of episodes is eons. So
Yeah. Okay. That tracks.
Yeah.
Eons.
So we know that Sigmar spends enough time in Azir that cities can be founded, and like he transfers a lot of his knowledge of just like civilization building to the people of Azir. Another thing that I said last time that wasn't quite accurate is that he only found humans on Azir.
Oh.
That's not quite true. It's almost exclusively humans on Azir, but there is like a decent population of dwarves on Azir as well. And there is, every source I've found uses this exact wording, there are a handful of elves on Azir.
Okay.
Sigmar travels the whole plane. He never finds more than like a dozen.
Like a dozen elves. Just,
Yes.
and they all know each other.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We don't get any more further details about those like handful of elves, except that they exist.
I think dear listeners, you will know, because you likely are listeners, because you deeply enjoy the Warhammer AOS. Is AOS the right way to say that? Or it should always be said Age of Sigmar?
AOS is absolutely the common abbreviation.
Thank you. I wasn't sure if we pronounced, is it Aus?
No. No, absolutely not.
I've got a friend in the Percy Jackson podcasting who insists on saying the abbreviations for the books.
Oh, no.
And he is a mad lad from the UK, so he can get away with it, calling the Battle of the Labyrinth bottle. Madman.
Perfect.
But, so the reason I was going to say, obviously, dear listener, you know, there's a ton of lore. Or maybe you don't fully know, but you're listening because you're fascinated by it. I think a good rule of thumb with anything, but specifically something dealing with the depth of this, is that sometimes, our aficionado might have to say something that's not 100% correct, because in the moment, it slipped their mind. And we're all going to promise not to tweet at them. It's not, or at least until the next 2 episodes have come out to see if they have corrected, if there was a redaction.
Completely valid. I super duper appreciate that disclaimer. Yeah, there's a huge wealth of knowledge on Age of Sigmar. I have things that I know better, things that I know worse, and I'm going to try and do my best to present everything as accurately as I can. And if I get it wrong, you'll know by the next time we record.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes you forget that Hercules wasn't the only demigod turned into a god. Sometimes you temporarily forget on your mythology podcast that you've been doing for 3 years, for 5 seasons, that Dionysus and Asclepius were also demigods turned into gods. And you accidentally say that like it's not true. And yeah, it's okay. Everyone's allowed to forget.
Yeah.
Moving on.
The main reason we're here is to entertain and inform and talk about a setting that is really interesting. We will address factuality as it comes.
Listen, if 2 episodes go by and it wasn't addressed, then you are allowed to politely reach out.
Please,
I don't know how you're going to, though. We don't have any socials yet. So
Yeah.
good luck, motherfuckers.
Hopefully by the time you're listening to this, we'll have like an Instagram is kind of my plan. But who
Instagram's
knows?
good. I love an Instagram.
Yeah, it's good. It means that we can post like official art alongside like whatever we're talking about. I think
Yeah, and then you can post your minis.
Yeah,
your
exactly.
Figs. Your beautiful figs.
Oh,
your
thank
lava
you.
boys.
Thank you. Yes, especially anytime we talk about like a faction that I have miniatures for, you will definitely see
Nice.
my own. Once we start talking about it, I'm planning on bringing in some of my miniatures for the visual reference portion.
Love a visual reference.
Which will be great. But anyways, back to Azir.
So
Sigmar spends an indeterminate but very long amount of time on Azir. Like I said, cities are founded, people learn, and like institutions come to be. There's like a great university on Azir. It's like one of the centers of like kind of philosophical learning. The Prometheus example is apt because it definitely has big kind of Parthenon of Greece vibes where all the greatest minds of Azir come together to talk about the fundamental nature of the universe and the philosophy of what they should be doing and all that stuff. And a thing that I think is interesting, at least while he's on Azir, is that Sigmar like lives amongst the people for the most part. He is not like a distant and like mysterious god. He has a room in like the capital of Azir.
Like he's a place.
Yeah, where you can come and meet him. He
Cool.
has office
He's
hours.
office hours!
Yeah. Office hours with God is a hell of a concept, and I really like it because it's very Sigmar. It's very like him doing what is his want, which is contributing and building people up.
Nice.
So Sigmar, like, he spends a ton of time on Azir. He builds it up, and then he goes, okay, I've done a lot of work here to make things better. I'm still worried about chaos.
Yeah, chaos is still
showing up.
coming.
Yep, 100%.
That's like a problem.
Like, they will get here eventually. I need to check out the other realms. I need to see like what's going on there. I'm going to call up my number one dragon buddy, Dracothian.
My number one dragon buddy. They're BFFs.
They're
have
very
matching
close.
shirts.
100%. Dracothian's is obviously huge because he is most of the sky.
Yep. Most, if not all, of the sky.
Yeah. Sigmar and Dracothian fly to check out one of the other realms, and for whatever reason, we don't have a good understanding of like why he picks it. Possibly, and we'll get into this a little bit, because in the old world, Karl Franz, the guy whose body Sigmar possessed during the end times, had a very close ally who was a wizard of metal.
Whoa, metal wizard!
Yeah. So maybe that's like some kind of lingering memory there, hoping to find allies. But for whatever reason, the first realm that Sigmar goes to outside of Azir is Chamon, the realm of metal.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which is a hell of a place.
I love metal wizard.
Yeah.
I love wizard of elements. It's
Right.
very good.
Right.
Ah, that's so cool.
Right?
It's just so spindly and sharp. It looks
Right.
like it's, just metal craft.
Kicks ass. That wizard from the old world's name was Balthazar Gelt, which is an awesome name for a wizard.
Of course it was.
Right. Sigmar and Dracothian travel to Chamon, and Chamon is a really fascinating realm. Also,
How far is Chamon? Is it like from Earth to Mars? Or from like Earth to Andromeda?
it's probably further than Mars, but not like much further outside of our solar system. Distance is weird, just because the realms are made of magic, and Dracothian is damn fast.
Cool,
but it's
cool.
not
Very useful.
Yes, nothing indicates that they were traveling for more than like a couple of days. Like,
Nice.
Also, I should mention this now for people in the know or people who maybe want to look up stuff that we're talking about at a later time. Everything we're talking about now and we're going to be talking about for a little while, this is in universe what historians will come to refer to as the Age of Myth.
Ooh,
yeah.
So none of this happened, but it totally did.
It absolutely all happened. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you call something the Age of Myth,
yeah. It's less myth like inaccuracy and more myth just like this was when the world was most kind of like big and bombastic. Like the gods walked amongst people. We have a lot of stories about the gods interacting with the world and stuff.
So that kind of Age of Myth. I like that. Cool.
It's neat. So Sigmar and Dracothian travel to Chamon, and Chamon as the realm of metal is absolutely embodied by change.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would not expect that for metal, but I guess it makes sense.
Right?
Malleable.
Right? I know. It's an interesting thing because usually when you talk about metal, when you talk about something being like steel, right? If I said something was like steel, you'd picture it being difficult to change, difficult to bend or break, kind of solidity as what we tend to associate with metal. But that's not how Warhammer chooses to interpret it, how Age of Sigmar chooses to interpret it. If you take raw iron ore out of the ground, right?
Yeah.
And you melt it down and you make it into a blade, then later you could melt it down and make it into a strut, or you could make it into silverware, or you could make it into part of a fortification, and it would still be iron.
Reduce, reuse.
Yeah.
It comes before recycle.
Yeah. And so Chamon is an ever-changing, kind of shifting place. Is a place where insubstantiveness is, or not insubstantiveness, but fluidity is kind of the nature of the realm itself.
That's cool.
Right? I'm a huge fan of Chamon. I think it's one of the more all the realms are really interesting, but it's one of the most interesting realms. As with all the realms tend to be more stable near their center. All the realms are made out of all of the winds of magic, technically. It's just they have one that is dominant. Near the center, they're all present, and it's basically like a normal place. But then once you get out towards the edges, the dominant wind comes more into focus.
That makes sense.
Plants kind of have difficulty drawing on Chamon, oftentimes. And people who aren't native to Chamon are advised not to eat like food from Chamon.
Yeah, that's probably not good for them.
Yeah,
It's really high lead content.
I was gonna say high lead content, high iron content.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get metal poisoning from food from Chamon if you're not from Chamon.
Yeah, your system has not adapted to need that much
Yes.
mineral content.
But then, and like as you get out towards the edges of Chamon, you have vast swaths of desert that will turn to like bronze on a moment's notice.
Oh.
You have trees entirely made out of silver. You have, and things that just change constantly. You'll have like waterfalls that are pouring liquid gold one moment and liquid bronze the next.
That's really cool.
It's
the
very cool,
visuals.
right? It's so good. One of the things that also sets Chamon apart from the other realms, just like composition wise, is that while most of the realms kind of have like a big central landmass and they'll have like waters running through it and they might have a couple of continents and stuff, Chamon is almost entirely like islands.
Oh.
And they're not hung in liquid, they're just kind of floating in space. It's almost incorrect to call Chamon a single plane. It's more like a giant cluster of floating islands. If you actually want to turn to the next
Yeah. Whoa, that's
right,
weird.
Right?
That's cool. And they'll
Right.
just kind of like spiral out and get bigger as they get farther away from the center.
Yeah. So the spiraling actually, when Sigmar gets there, hasn't happened yet.
Oh.
We'll get
Oh,
to,
no!
Yeah.
Oh, no!
We'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, that is still like kind of an inherent aspect of Chamon, is these just like massive floating islands that the people...
I love the Amistine Ocean.
Right.
That's my favorite phrase ever.
It's so good. Everything is named so good.
Stained sea, cold iron, envy. Yeah, that's cool.
Right.
The great bewilderness. What? What? Where the wild things are is this?
I'll mention for people...
Where the be wild things are.
I'll mention for people that know, the Great Bewilderness doesn't happen yet, so that's a modern map of Chamon. There's going to be some stuff that happens to it, but yes, it is a fantastical and deeply dangerous place in the modern day.
Road trip.
Yeah, right. So the people of Chamon, because again, all the realms had people on them before Sigmar showed up. The people of Chamon have gotten like pretty good at like rudimentary air travel, even before Sigmar showed up. Initially, it's like things like balloons and stuff, or islands that don't shift too much and are reasonably close together might have bridges built between them.
Yeah.
But a lot of people actually travel via naturally occurring like portals on Chamon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. While rare, they are most prevalent on Chamon, but because all of the realms are made of magic, naturally occurring portals do kind of just like occur across the realms. The biggest of which are known as realm gates.
Realm gates. I
Yeah,
love a word. I
right?
love a good word for a magic thing.
Right? Lesser portals will often transport you within a realm. Realm gates basically always transport you cross realms. That's part of what makes them realm gates. Realm gates, they always connect to a single point. You can't like change where a realm gate leads. They are folds in reality, basically. So they always lead to the same point. You can't change where a realm gate is
okay,
leading.
cool.
Yeah. And they are deeply tied into the nature of the realm that they exist within.
Oh, okay.
So like a really good example is Azir being the realm of the heavens, being the realm of kind of like the ideal of like cooperation and whatnot. All of Azir's naturally occurring realm gates are pretty easy to find. That's a big, because they want people to use them and they want people to be able to come together via them.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
Chamon's realm gates tend to move.
I was going to say.
Yep. And they also tend to be made of things that are like less permanent, which is interesting. A realm gate on Chamon might be like a pool of quicksand.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a completely valid reaction, honestly. Realm gate on Chamon might be a shadow that's cast only at a certain time of day from like a nearby rock formation.
That's very cool. That
Yes.
one is very cool.
Right. Chamon loves the temporary. It loves things that change and like shift and move. That's a big part of its identity. Sigmar had seen the realm gates. He didn't want to risk like going through them, not knowing where they led.
Yeah,
so he came here on
that's wise.
Dracothian.
Yeah.
But he sees the people of Chamon using like portal travel as kind of a normal part of their everyday lives. And
Like, okay, this is pretty good.
yeah, he's like, okay, if people are like used to them, then that's good. It means that it's easier to move people between realms. That's a thing to like consider going forward. Speaking of those people.
Yes, tell me about the people.
yeah.
What are you going to tell me about the dwarves?
I was going to say. So in an inverse to what we saw in Azir, Chamon's population when Sigmar arrives is mostly dwarves. It is, we don't have exact numbers. It's a super duper high amount of dwarves.
Lots of dwarves.
Yes, if you pick someone at random from Chamon, they're almost certainly going to be a dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is humans, and there weren't any on Azir. This is also where Sigmar confirms the like ogres made it.
Oh, rad.
Yeah.
Good for the ogres.
Yeah, right? They
They
survived.
had a rough time in that last one,
I
so
was
I'm
gonna
glad
say,
they got
yeah.
to hang out in this next
Yeah,
place that seems like it's hopefully more chill, at least right now in the age of myth.
Seems so. Yeah. They're a pretty small chunk of the population, mostly dwarves.
Mm-hmm.
Also, while we're talking about the people of Chamon, I'm going to mention a thing that will not have like a big impact on the in-universe lore, but anyone who's familiar with Age of Sigmar already might be curious why I haven't brought it up yet. So for mostly out-of-universe reasons, but with some in-universe justifications,
I love.
technically the fantasy peoples of Age of Sigmar are not called elves, dwarves, orcs, ogres, etc.
Bet. Okay.
They have bespoke, unique, copyrightable names.
Ah, there we go. Okay, okay.
For a bunch of different reasons. Near the end of like the old game Warhammer Fantasy Battles, GW thought it was GW is Games Workshop. That's the company that makes Warhammer. Thought it would be prudent to start naming the miniatures that they sold in like physical game shops in such a way that it was easy to copyright and harder to emulate. And so,
Yeah, okay. I mean, you're making a game, and it's an opportunity for a great deal of like artistic endeavors and creativity, but you are making a game to make money. And being able to copyright your stuff is like a big step in being able to make money. There's a reason Disney Pixar's Coco is called Coco and not Day of the Dead. Because Disney was told, you can't copyright the name of a holiday.
yes. And while sometimes people cringe a little bit at like, those aren't dwarves, they're Duarden. Those aren't elves, they're elves.
Yeah, I would fight that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's giving off big, actually, Frankenstein was the doctor.
Yeah,
not the
100%.
Frank Victor dropped out of med school and actually he never even got in med school.
gonna say.
That motherfucker didn't write a thesis. He ain't got a PhD. He's not a doctor. He's a hot mess.
We're anti Victor Frankenstein.
I'm
That's
very,
us.
and by extension,
Unironically.
anti-Lord Byron.
Yes, that's fair.
Mocking Victor means I get to dunk on Lord Byron, then I absolutely do so at every given opportunity. It's what Mary Shelley would have wanted.
Yes. Welcome to our Frankenstein fan cast. I don't always remember what the proper true AOS name is, but for anyone listening at home, elves are Aelves with an A, dwarves are Duarden, orcs are Oryx, trolls are Troggoths.
I hope you listeners can hear me just blinking so very loudly. Just... Okay.
Yep. And a couple of things dodged it, like humans are still humans because...
Yeah.
Explicitly because I've read from an author because it's like they tried a couple of different things to rename humans, and if you call humans something else, even if they're explicitly humans...
They're not humans anymore.
Exactly. Your audience isn't going to empathize with them as humans.
Yeah, they're not humans anymore.
It's the baseline we view the world through. Also, my favorite is giants, which are Gargants.
Gargant is
which
good
is a
for
fun
giant.
name.
Actually,
Yeah.
I have not liked any of them because they're just too...
Yeah.
You swapped a vowel or
Yep.
a consonant.
Yep.
Gargant actually does feel like a logical other word for giant, like gargantuan. Like that one I
Yeah.
actually really like, and I feel like they put like thought and effort into them, and the rest just feel like cheap copyrights.
Yep. 100%. It's absolutely like, why are they oryx? Like, orc is a complete. You added an extra syllable. Stop
Yeah.
it. Anyways, dwarves, aka Duarden, are the most populous. We have humans. We have ogres, which are also still ogres. It's just spelled different, which is a very fun one. They are not OGREs. They are OGORs. Yeah.
Sure.
Sigmar goes across Chamon. He meets some of the like dwarven tribes and stuff, and they're kind of cagey. Like they're like, they don't like super react how he's expecting them to, seeing a god. They like, he meets them and he is very clearly a god, and they're
Well,
like,
he shows up on a dragon that's mostly the size of the sky.
yeah, and they're kind of like, yeah, all right.
Not phased.
Yeah. It's not quite that, because like when he showed up on Azir, the people there were like, oh my god, like what the hell are you? Like, thank you for giving us tool usage.
Yeah.
Whereas the dwarves here are just like, yeah, whatever. Like, and eventually, like, a lot of them are like really reluctant to talk about it, but eventually he kind of susses out that like, he's not the first god that these dwarves have met. Yeah. The dwarven gods from the world that was have already been here.
How the hell have so many people made it?
Right?
What?
Right?
Chaos is getting sloppy.
Right?
Like, Sigmar, sure, one guy. Okay,
Right.
and everything else are just bits and pieces that are rehashing and everyone's
Yeah.
like soul juice. Sure.
Yeah.
But like, the other gods
Right.
also?
Right. No, and like Sigmar honestly has the reaction you had because
Mm-hmm.
he genuinely thought up until this point that he was the only god that made it.
Yeah.
Like, because he
Where would everyone else gone?
he traveled here on the corpse of his dead world. Like, why the hell are other people here?
Where did you
he
go?
didn't see any other dwarves on the remnants of the world that was.
Yeah.
But no, like he talks to these dwarves and he finds out that not only are there like already dwarven gods,
Mm-hmm.
but they are referred to as the quote 100-fold ancestor gods of the dwarves.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
The reason there's so many dwarven gods goes back to the old world. So most gods in Warhammer are ascendant. They were mortals, and then they grew into being gods. That's what happened to Sigmar. That's what happened to every dwarven god.
Like a Dionysus or Hercules or Celestius.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Dwarves of the old world had a tradition of worshiping their ancestors.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that. Ancestor worship. Classic.
Exactly. A dwarf in history did something cool. They become like quote unquote the minor god of the cool thing they did, and then over time that worship coalesces into real divinity. And so the dwarves have 3 main gods who kind of represent the big ideals of dwarven society, and then hundreds of lesser like ancestor gods. And Sigmar recognizes many of the names that these like dwarves tell him as ancestor gods from the old world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is cool. And he's like, oh gosh, like people I'll actually know, like other people that I'll know in this world is really fascinating.
I'm waiting to see. I'm skeptical.
But there's a couple that get left out when people are when the dwarves are telling him about these gods.
Oh no.
And he tries to, and he finds that suspicious. He tries to kind of dig in a little bit, and he discovers that it's not that those gods don't exist; it's that no one wants to talk about.
Oh
them.
no.
Something,
oh no, drama.
Yeah, something really bad happened recently amongst the dwarven pantheon. And no one wants to talk about it. And no one wants to talk about it so hard that meta level, we don't know what it is.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah, right? Something horrifying. It's only described as the Thagduegi,
Okay. Roughly translates to...
the Great Betrayal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a great betrayal. That's the best kind of drama.
Yeah. But like I said, no one wants to talk about it. And so like all these dwarves, like Sigmar can find their like little shrines to, you know, the dwarven god of bread making and the dwarven god of street building and
Hell yeah.
all these like little tiny things. But he doesn't find any shrines to the big 3 dwarven gods.
Whoa, the big 3?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Right? The core dwarven gods.
What'd they do?
Right?
The Great Betrayal.
Right?
We don't know. They won't tell us.
And so he goes searching. He views a lot of the rest of Chamon. He meets the rest of these dwarves, talking a little bit about like what should, because all the realms have like a psychological effect on people. That is their want. Chamon's ever-changing nature broadly influences people in 2 ways. It either makes them stubborn as all hell because you just kind of have to be your own anchor in like an ever-changing world.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or it makes them extremely open to like new ideas and an innovation and experimentation and stuff.
Whoa, okay. Yeah. That'd be hard to have those 2 being just the some people are this, some people are this, and not a lot of in between.
Right? It creates for some kind of complex like politicking, right? Both amongst like dwarven factions who are the main peoples, but also like human tribes. Ogres have the bonus point issue going off of, which is that they are still cursed with their eternal hunger.
Man, I was I figured they didn't bounce back from that, but I was like maybe hoping.
Right.
What a bummer.
Right. So ogres have that on top of like kind of the way Chamon influences your like heart and soul. Sigmar travels about and he finds all these different people, and he gets so curious about like what has happened to these like dwarven gods that he once knew.
Yeah.
So he starts specifically looking for them. He travels all across the many islands of Chamon until he ends up at the highest mountain peaks in Chamon, a place that the natives of Chamon call the Iron Mountains. They are literally whole mountains made entirely of iron.
Of course they are.
And at the very top, the highest absolute peak
Mount
in
Olympus.
Chamon, basically, he finds 2 of the great 3
Whoa, what?
dwarven
Really?
gods. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to find any.
Right?
It was incredible.
Both of them chained to the peak. Yeah.
Prometheus child.
Not living there, not like self-imposed exile or like watching over the
no
realm.
Prometheus style.
Captured, yeah.
Oh shit.
He finds Grungni, the maker, the dwarven god of craft.
That's a big one for
Mhm.
dwarves.
And Grimnir, the protector, the dwarven god of war
Whoa.
and oaths.
And these are the two they don't want to talk about. And these are the two that are chained up.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Right.
What happened?
Great question.
We don't know. Stop asking.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get upset.
Right. We like, even meta level, we don't know what the Great Betrayal was, but we know that it resulted in Grungi and Grimnir, two
Chained to
of
the
the
mountain.
three, two of the three like great dwarven gods, chained to the highest point in Chamon.
Okay.
And even Sigmar asks them what happened, and both are too ashamed to talk of it.
Oh no.
Yeah. Honor is a big part of kind of the dwarven psyche.
What happened to the third guy?
The third guy is, I have a note here near the end.
Okay.
We're not actually going to figure out what happened to the third one
Uh-huh.
for a little bit. But the third is Valea,
Mhm.
and she is the dwarven god of the hearth.
Those are some three big deals for
Mhm.
basic civilizations in general, but for dwarven ones specifically, based off the
Yep.
vibe. Do you think, now we're speaking on a meta level, do you think they're just holding it in their pockets for like the Great Betrayal, like to throw out for some big,
Almost certainly.
like
yeah.
they've got it, or they're still working on it, but one day
Yeah.
they know they can throw that out and everyone's gonna lose their minds.
I would-
Finally, we're doing a Great Betrayal.
I would bet so. We're going to peek into the spyglass a little bit and flash forward a little bit in time and talk about like contemporary dwarven politics a little bit.
Tight.
So in the modern day of Age of Sigmar, past the Age of Myth,
Mhm.
The dwarf clans have pretty thoroughly fractured. There's a lot of kind of bad blood between them.
Well, yeah, Warhammer, everyone's fighting.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you can't have.
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
I get the vibe that like this is the time when it was like, hey, things are pretty chill. Like we're trying to, and now the point is everybody fights all the time.
Yes.
Chaos is gonna fucking beat your asses again. I'm sorry, I don't believe this could come to pass. Sorry, go on.
No, you're good. It's not as bad in Age of Sigmar as it is in like the other Warhammer settings, but yes, it is it's a bad time. Talking about the like meta level thing of like, are they going to throw up the Great Betrayal at some point? Almost certainly, there is a faction in the modern day of dwarves who explicitly don't worship any of the dwarven gods anymore. They don't like them probably because of whatever happened during the Great Betrayal.
Uh-huh.
They don't think they can trust them anymore.
Bet. I mean, you find out three of your big ones did whatever they did.
Yeah.
You eventually assume they're all capable of that kind of shenaniganery.
Right. So Sigmar. Oh, and I actually have pictures of Grimnir and Grungni.
Those are wow.
Right? They have cool designs. I like them.
Yeah, I love this dude's octopus beard.
Yeah.
Just flowing out like sunbeams at all angles.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's meant to kind of represent, because Grungni is the god of making. He's the god of like craft, but he's not like a sterile, like precise. He is a precise god, but he's not like a
Static?
manufacturing plant.
Yeah.
There's passion in creating things, and that's like a huge part of what he like brings to the table.
I like that.
We don't have a confirmation if it's this way in Age of Sigmar anymore, but in the old world, a dwarf physically could not die of old age if they were working on a project. Like if you were working on your masterwork, you could live potentially forever, which is crazy.
I like love that
Right?
for them. Wow, like
Right.
truly their passion of creation will keep them going.
Mhm.
You never have the lingering fear that you'll die before you finish the thing you're working
It's
on. Wow,
so
what a
cool.
comfort.
It's such a thing that like dwarven burial ceremonies in the old world often included a display of what the person was working on, and
they
like
finished.
what they finished when they died. Yeah, it's crazy,
good.
super
Wow,
cool.
incredible.
So Grungni, I'm gonna keep saying his name wrong.
It's a wild name.
It is a wild name. None of the consonants are good.
Bad mouthfeel.
Yeah, bad mouthfeel. It's fine. He's a dwarf. Grungni is like the passion of creation. He is the like innate desire of living things to create.
I like that.
He's great. We love Grungni. He is
But we don't, because he did something so bad
Right,
they
right.
chained him and the other guy
Right.
to the mountain, and the third chick is just gone.
Yep, we don't know what has happened to Valea yet.
Okay.
But yeah, something is wrong. Sigmar comes across Grimnir and Grungni and he goes, "Oh my gosh," and he frees them from their chains.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
They let him do that?
Yeah, no one else is like there. They just
Okay.
like
I mean,
chain...
like the dwarves left, like the two
Oh,
gods.
yeah, yeah.
They're like, oh, so ashamed of what had happened. I kind of assumed they would just be like, no, you must leave us here.
They're-
Interesting.
They're too ashamed to tell him, but
They would prefer
like,
not to be
they're-
chained on a
Yeah,
mountain.
they're happy to be released. They're in fact so happy. Like honor is a huge part of kind of like dwarven culture,
Yeah.
both in the old world and the current world. They are so, after Sigmar frees them, the first thing both of them do almost simultaneously is swear to like repay that debt.
Cool. So chaos
being
is coming
free.
eventually. I'm just gonna need your numbers on speed dial for
Yeah.
that day. Okay. Cool.
100%. Well, that's actually really interesting. So Grungni basically is like, thank you for freeing me. Like, I'm not going to talk about why I was chained up, but like, I am the maker god, and I know you as the god of civilization. Whatever you need.
Cool.
Like, I
Tight.
will make whatever. We have a list of like things that Grungni made during the Age of Myth.
Whoa! What? Wait, like a Hephaestus level? Here's some cool shit we got.
100%.
You want Achilles' armor?
100%. Oh, it is way crazier than that. We have the most frustrating thing
Rubik's
I've
Cube
encountered.
of all time? Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
no. We have the most frustrating thing I've encountered during my research so far,
Okay.
which is that there's a bunch of things that point to a series of incredible constructions that like Grungi made single-handedly
Okay.
that they refer to as the 19 Wonders of Chamon.
Love that.
Only 4 of which are named. And of those 4, each has like a 1-sentence description of what it is.
Can we get someone on this?
Right? I'm sure again, it's another thing that they're just like they have in the back that they can pull out at some point to
That's
like
true. Here's a-
do lore development.
Are they lost? Like, what? Why
Most of
do you
them
know they're 19 and
presumably-
only have? Okay, yeah, like Wonders of the Ancient World. But the list
Yeah.
we have is just of the things we know we had records to survive. There's probably a ton more cool shit
Yes.
around in different places that we just don't have because it's gone and the records didn't survive.
Yeah. 100%. Some of those that I'm not going to talk about all the ones we know about, but like just to give you a sense of the vibe of the scale, one of those is a whole race of sentient robots.
What? You can just tell me that while I'm drinking a sip of water? Okay.
In my note prep, I didn't write their name down for some reason, but yeah, the cog people of Chamon.
Cog people of Chamon.
Yeah, they're kind of like steampunky robot people.
I love them. They're not. Are they? Can I love them? Is it okay if I love them?
Yeah, we don't
Okay.
know almost anything about them.
Right, they're gone.
Yeah. They
Well, I've decided I love them.
Literally, all we know about them is that they existed at one
Mm-hmm,
point, and for some reason, Grungni disowned them. He refused to associate with them after a certain time. Again, no idea.
He did something that got him chained up to a mountain, though. So I'm
Right,
over here
right.
like, maybe I can still love the cog people. Of
Yeah,
Chamon.
we got some moral grayness here.
He felt bad for whatever he did, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Swing back around. I don't know.
He made an artificial continent on Chamon,
Why?
the ideal
For who?
place for the dwarves to live.
Okay. Was
Yeah.
all of this before or after he got chained to a mountain?
This was after. This is part of his service to Sigmar.
Okay. Did the dwarfs want to live on the artificial continent he built? Or were they all like, fuck you?
So some of them do.
Okay.
Like a lot of them do because it's just like perfect.
Which
right?
one is the artificial continent?
It's not on that map.
Oh, no, right, it's lost.
It's not on that map for a very sad reason that we'll get to eventually.
Okay.
While he was still on Chamon, so he did some traveling as part of his like service to Sigmar. While he was still on Chamon, he basically like appeared in the skies over Chamon and said, "Hey, like I know some of you are probably still mad at me, but those who aren't, I'm going to found an empire that's like a perfect haven for dwarven kind, and you're free to come."
Okay.
And then he did.
Wait, follow through. We respect a follow through.
Yeah. He founded the Kazalid Empire. Kazalid is also the name of the dwarven language.
Oh.
And so the Kazalid Empire, and it was the name of the dwarven language in the old world.
Chaos
Yeah.
is getting sloppy,
Yeah, right?
gang. I don't know. Maybe
Right.
we got a chance this time.
I will mention, we know it's a little bit shakier on like the other dwarven ancestor gods, but we do know the reason why like Grungni and Grimnir survived into Age of Sigmar. I mentioned during last episode that one of the like last ditch efforts to beat chaos in the world that was they bonded 8 mortal champions' souls to the winds of magic. One of the people they bound to Chamon in the old world was a dwarf named Thorum Grudgebearer.
Great name.
Right, the last high king of the dwarves. And
Great name.
yep, and a personal like adherent of Grungni. So Grungni is probably here because he followed Thorgrim's connection to Chamon into the new world. Thorgrim's nowhere to be seen. We don't know why that happened.
So okay. So he didn't have
Yeah.
we have like an American God situation where the belief of these guys just like passed over and so they got here. Like what is happening? You know what? It doesn't matter.
Kind of, yeah. Like we
Okay.
don't really know why that worked like it did, but it will be a running theme. The people who are bound to the winds either like personally showed up or like the gods that they were connected to made the journey. The same thing happened with Grimnir.
Winds brought them over.
Probably.
Maybe.
Or
Who's
like
to say?
their soul was bound into the winds and into their god close enough that like same difference.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why
We don't really know.
Doesn't matter.
One of the big mysteries.
Kind of matters.
Same thing happened with
Matters a lot.
Grimnir. Grimnir, I am going to talk about his incarnate a little bit because he's fascinating. He was the person they bound to the wind of Akshi, which is the realm of fire.
Oh.
We'll talk about that in a bit. Was a guy named Ungrim Iron Fist.
Ungrim Iron Fist.
So dwarves of the old world had a tradition because honor was everything. If you did something so dishonorable that you just like weren't allowed to like be in society anymore.
They would change you to a mountain.
Yeah, right. No, in the old world, your options were exiled in dishonor and dishonor upon your family name.
Dishonorable discharge.
Yep. Or you could take the oath.
Whoa, what's the oath?
The Slayer's Oath was a rite that only dwarves who had done like a horrifyingly dishonorable act could take.
Okay.
You forfeited your connection to your family. You basically fully like it was excising an infection. Basically, you were so dishonorable that your family refused to associate with you anymore, and you swore to die in battle to avenge your dishonor.
Okay. And that was, so this other god is the god of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
God of
So
warfare, god of
intense.
oaths.
Yeah.
Yep.
God of warfare, god of oaths.
Ungrim Iron Fist, the guy who was bound to Akshi and who was an adherent of Grimnir, took the Slayer's Oath while also being king. So you're supposed to divest yourself of all of your connections to like family and stuff.
Yeah.
But he was the last of his line.
Oh, well, yeah.
If Ungrim Iron Fist didn't lead his people, no one would. And so he lived in like a constant tension between wanting to fulfill his Slayer's Oath to die honorably in battle, to avenge his name and his honor, and needing to lead his people because bad things would happen to them without him.
That's a weird place to be, my guy.
Right?
You
It
made some
sucks.
choices that got you into this spot, so.
Right. So that's Ungrim Iron Fist, colloquially known as the Slayer King.
Nice.
Which is
Very
great.
cool.
A super
Very
cool
cool.
name, right? So Grungni spends some time in Chamon, founds the Kazalit Empire. He builds a fortress on that artificial continent he made
Cool.
called the Iron Karak, the center for like scientific innovation in the realms for quite a while.
Cool.
And then being somewhat of a god of like self-sufficiency, he goes, cool, I've given you everything you need, and he pisses off. And he's like not seen on Chamon again basically forever. He's just like, I've given you all the tools I think you're going to need. I've taught you how to do like blacksmithing and some like advanced techniques of craftsmanship. I'm going to go more directly fulfill my oath to Sigmar. And he goes back to Azir and he starts building super cool stuff in Azir.
Cool.
He like fixes up some of the realm gates. He creates a thing called the Anvil of Apotheosis, which we're not going to talk about right now.
Okay.
But anyone
So
who
other
knows,
time we will.
yeah, anyone who's listening who knows what that is, like, ooh.
Ooh.
He basically and he teaches the people of Azir, like Sigmar taught them some like metalworking and stuff that he knew, but he teaches them all of like his advanced
This is all the
craftsmen.
metallurgy,
Yes,
yeah.
100%. And Grungni spends the next long time paying off his debt to Sigmar. It's totally self-imposed. Like,
Yeah.
Sigmar's not like keeping a tally. It's literally just like what
Like,
he
not enough
feels
yet.
is fair. Yeah.
All right.
Grimnir takes the opposite approach.
Whoa, okay, my guy.
Grimnir is the god of oaths, and he does not like being indebted to people.
Okay.
He is also the god of war for dwarves.
Okay.
And he says, I don't want to pay my debt back to you slowly over time. I want to pay it off now. Give me a task that you think like is big enough to clear my name.
Wow, Sigma's just like, I mean, the thing I came to talk to y'all about isn't here yet.
Right.
So that puts me in kind of a bind of what I like really need from you.
Right.
Are you sure we can't put a pin in this until some eons later?
Right. And he talks to Grimnir about like, hey, like, chaos always finds a way in. Like, I would love for you to be part of that fight when it happens.
that's what
And
I really
Grimnir's
need.
just like, no, I'll do that anyways. I don't want chaos to destroy the world. Yeah.
Okay, I love. He's like, no, that's not a good. I'm gonna do that anyway.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Pick a thing I don't want to do.
I'm the Slayer god Grimnir. I'm obviously going to fight against chaos when it shows back up. It
Alright,
killed all of my champions.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want something now that you want that I can do to like repay my debt so that I'm not indebted to you going forward.
What did he tell him to do? I can't even fathom.
Right? Sigmar talks to Dracothian and he's like, hey, like,
To his BFF, and was like, I don't know, man.
yeah, he's like, you know the realms better than I do. Like, and I don't want to like I don't want to like playstate him.
Yeah.
I don't want to just like give Grimnir a task that he can tell is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to offend his honor, because that would be a much bigger like issue.
Can't have that. Can't have that.
So he's like, he's the Slayer god. Like, what is the most dangerous like beast in the realms you can think of? Dracothian.
Oh yeah, those the creatures that run around.
Yeah, god beasts.
God beasts.
Yeah. And Dracothian says Volcatrix.
What a great name!
Right?
It's got a V and an X in it.
Right? Volcatrix, the mother of salamanders, the origin of flame.
I knew it was gonna be a lady when you
Yeah.
hear Trix in the name.
Right? And so that's what Sigmar tells him.
Go slay Volcatrix.
Yeah. Go slay Volcatrix, mother of salamanders, the origin of flame. She's on Akshi. You've seen her because you've been to Akshi. I don't know that because I'm Sigmar. But you know that. And Grimnir says, all right. And he takes the nearest realm gate to Akshi to go do it immediately. And that's the last we see of Grimnir for a little bit.
Oh, for a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, just till next episode.
Okay.
I'm saving.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Akshi next episode. Spoiler. So we're going to save.
No, that makes sense. That makes logical sense. I thought you meant like, and that's the last we saw of
Yeah.
Grimnir.
He's just
Period.
gone forever.
I'm like, well, what's up with Volcatrix? Wild dwarves, man.
Sigmar explored Chamon. He found 2 of the big 3 dwarven gods,
Mm-hmm.
and notably with Grungni like working to repay his debt, and Grimnir kind of like in his service to slay Volcatrix, Sigmar starts to, and realizing that like if these 2 are here, it's likely that he will have other allies from the old world.
Yeah. Statistically, it'd be
Yeah,
so
right.
wild if it was just these
Right.
ones, and like I was like, that seems way less.
Right.
The first likely is there are none anywhere.
Right.
The more likely is there are some all over the place, and the least likely is it was just these 2.
Yeah.
So there's got to be.
Yeah, 100%. Sigmar begins to formulate what will eventually be known as Sigmar's Pantheon. Sigmar's new pantheon of the
love a
mortal
pantheon.
realms. Yep.
Love a pantheon.
Him at the head of it. Well, not even at the head of it. There's a quote by Grungni that I didn't write down where he talks about like, I don't work for Sigmar any more than Sigmar works for me. Like, we are trying to build a future that chaos can't like destroy. And that is the goal. Sigmar goes, okay, my goal has switched from just like exploring these realms to trying to find as many allies as I can as fast as possible so that we can prepare for chaos. And that is the mindset he takes into, now we can reinsert everything I said last episode. He says, okay, I found 2 people that I already kind of knew and we were already on pretty good terms.
Yeah.
I need to look for people that I didn't get along with during the old world.
Orcs.
Yeah.
Orcs.
Because we don't need to be fighting on multiple fronts. I need as many people as I can on my side, even if that means extending a hand across the aisle that I normally wouldn't. He goes looking for the gods of the orcs.
Cool.
We got a couple more realms to go, but yeah, we're getting there. And also, we already talked about her, so my note here at the end isn't as relevant. Valea, the dwarven goddess of the hearth, of the home.
Or Hestia.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We're going to find out what probably happened to her in a little bit, but yeah, for right now, it's just kind of a mystery.
All right.
Also, Valea is Grungni's wife.
Oh, no.
The god of crafts and the god of the home.
Of course.
Yeah, 100%. Also, Grimnir's his brother, which I don't think I said before now, but
You didn't? No.
no, yeah, and that was in mortal life as well. They were brothers. Yeah. So we don't. I know. We don't.
I'm distressed.
We'll figure out what happened with Valea.
Okay, that's fine. Sure, that's a note you're gonna end me on. Whatever.
Yeah,
Dalton.
yeah.
Take us out of the episode. I'm done being here.
So that's Chamon. Next episode, we're going to follow not Sigmar. We're going to follow Grimnir into Akshi, the realm of fire. But yeah, until then, I have been your Warhammer aficionado, Dalton Montgomery.
And I'm Darian Smart, and you have to remember that it's actually Ace Hardware you have to worry about in the war between the hardware stores.
Beautiful.